Happy to have this relationship with Dom Giordano. And it all started, God, 20 years ago? It could be. I forget. Well, Dom's been on radio for 100 years in Philadelphia, back when they had the crystal sets. Remember the crystal sets? That's the first time Dom was on. Remember the crystal sets that you used to make? Oh, you remember the crystal sets, right? Yeah, they were great. So I remember picking Dom up on my crystal set, a long time ago. But our relationship started. Interesting thing about Dom, before he brings an advertiser in, he interviews you. So he came to one of Diane's seminar. I remember you coming, one of our seminar. And then he had us come into his office. We went into a conference room there, and they started asking questions. Very similar to how the Senate does with its candidates. Not quite that bad. And that started the relationship. We were not going to have a relationship if it didn't work out both ways. And Dom wanted to have a feeling that he was going to represent something in his name that he could stand up with, that he can say, hey, these are good people, they really deliver. And I think we've both delivered over the years. So Dom really has been in the radio business for 38 years. He's part of our community. We consider him a dear friend. All of you consider him a dear friend. Many of you may have just met him tonight, but because you hear him every day, it's like he's part of the family. And so he's part of our family. And he talks about common sense things on the radio, how to make society better. We all know that chaos happens every day in our society. So with Dom, it's great to have him here to talk about what happens when he has people calling in. He gets a real sense of what's going on in the community, in the housing market, in politics, in all the different facets in our community. So Dom, why don't you step up here? And it's so great to have a round of applause for Dom Giordano. Oh, come on now, this crowd away. Thank you. Only 38 years. We were only in our 20s when we started. Well, maybe 30. So, a couple of things. Everybody here, most people here, I think, know, talk radio and you think of politics. I had a lot of questions about things, and we do that. But really, what it is, and that's why there's a holy trinity. It's you, the listeners, it's me, the host, and it's advertisers that bring in Dan and who support this, and they all come together in ways that other radio does not. The things that... Okay, thank you. I don't know if this is, I'm gonna, okay. Yeah, okay, that's easier. Okay, use both, okay. All right, so there we go. Usually I don't use it to project, so I'll be pretty calm. But the thing that happens with talk radio are the fun things. We had a gentleman over here who said, can you throw that football 40 yards? I got a suit jacket on. He's got it in the car. Gravy or sauce? How many say gravy?
Gravy.
Oh my God, what kind of crowd is this? So it's sauce? Well, it's such a big deal that I go to Mulligan's 3 times in Wildwood. We call it our Summer White House. We do an event, we do a remote broadcast. And this year, various Italian newspapers are staging with me the official gravy sauce vote. There are 7 judges of elections. There's a giant ballot box that's locked and keyed. We signed up a guy from Bucks County who certifies elections. He's going to certify it right there a week from Friday. This is how much things like this become the fabric and fun of the show. Your family, when Luke, my second, was about to be born, I had no naming rights. Ro knew he was going to name him Luke. I had nothing to say about it. But we did a little contest. A woman called in and said, I'll have another one with you if you name him Zorro. Zorro Giordano. But this is the connection with listeners. This is the bond. This is the fun of it, along with the big guests and all the things that are important. And in the center of that, Diane and Stan, over the years, have become fixtures, credibility, people bonding with them. Now, I love anybody that can get to the finer details of whatever they're doing. Diane Cardano is as good as it gets in the country that I know of when it comes to staging your home, when it comes to negotiating. So feel free tonight, questions that you have will be a jumping off point for you
and for others that will listen to that, I talked to someone who's selling their home in about 2 years here tonight. What are they doing here? They realize this is a process, a long time to get everything ready, make your decision, et cetera. So again, thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing your stories. And thanks for one guy commenting on my hair tonight. That's always a fixture. It's not a wig. No touching here tonight, though. And without further ado, here's our host tonight, the one and only Diane Cardano.
Are you ready?
She's not ready.
Buyers right now lined up outside your door? Wasn't that the idea? You thought that couldn't happen in today's world, huh? Hello? Your plan was to get this process done in 26 days, stress-free for top dollar, wasn't it? Watch home sellers like you get results when they let DC in your house. 24-point staging checklist. Bullseye pricing. Aggressive marketing that creates so much demand, buyers are fighting over it. And then coming in for the kill, a pit bull negotiator fighting for your every last penny. So, do you have what it takes to let DC your house?
Do you have what it takes to let me in your house? Some of you will probably say no. Thanks for everybody coming, because I am like, I went through and we got to get rid of that, and we got to do this, and we got to do that, and that's what it is. It's not about hiring your nice friend from some community, a place that you work or are at. It's about hiring a businesswoman or a businessman coming into your property and saying, hey guys, this is your most valuable asset, let's sell it for the most amount of money. Are we all here to sell our house for the most amount of money, fast, with less stress? Anybody here? Yeah. Is that it? Say hoo-yah. Hoo-yah. All right, well, I'm in the right place. You are in the right place. This is not a financial seminar. We're not giving out steaks and potatoes tonight. We're having some nice, everybody have nice appetizers? Okay, good. All right, well, tonight, I appreciate everybody for coming, and I tried to figure out how to use this thing. I just push the button, it goes to the next one. Is this the next slide? Did I do that? You did? Okay, thanks. So let's kind of talk, and thank you, Dom and Stan, of course, my two camaraderies in this seminar system. I've been doing this since 2008. Anybody here? When did you guys come? 2010 or 12? I have people here who have been here since 2012, right? So, yeah, Ignore? That was a while ago, okay? And they came back, because now it might be time. Anybody here been to the seminar before? Second time? Yeah, we have the Burns back there. And I also have a past client here, Tom and Shelley. That sold their mother's home, right? Was it your father's home, mom's home, right? It was a while ago. So we're here, we're your family realtor. That's how we end up being. And this is my family. I don't know why the thing's going up there. Can we make that come down a little bit? It's going into the black part. Ah, okay. So the realtor's origin story. This is me. Not really, but sort of like me. I used to be small like that. And my father was a custom home builder. You probably all know my story. It's in my book, Model Home Mindset. Anybody have my Model Home Mindset book yet? We all get copies at the end. And basically, what happened was I would go to the model home with my father. He's a custom home builder. And I used to see homes like a model home. And my father was a custom home builder, so we kind of lived in like a model home. And I had other brothers and sisters who kicked me out of the house. They were much older than me, and they didn't want me around. So my father would go to the sample home on the weekends, and I would be there welcoming people into the door. You know? This is getting a lot of static over here. Okay, can you get that gain down? Okay, hold on. Technical difficulties here. And all I knew was model home. So when I went into my first listing, I knew exactly what I needed to do, okay? I needed to sell this home like a model home. I walked into an expired listing, And all I would do is expired listing, my first listing, second listing. I'd walk in, you didn't sell your home, I can do it for you. And all I could think of was selling a home like a model home. Model homes don't have much clutter, right? They have, all the walls are painted nicely. There's nothing around, hardly anything around, no personal pictures on. So I went in and I became the expired listing queen. I took stagnant homes sitting on the market and I got them sold. And I'd walk in the door and all the people at my door, all my camaraderies at the office would say, here comes this expired listing queen. I got a person in the back, there's a seat up here for, is it Karen? Hi, Karen. So, and what we're doing is we're building dreams one room at a time. And why do I say one room at a time? Because that's what it's about. It's not just about selling a home. It's one room at a time. Because we might walk in this room and not do something. We might walk in this room and do something. We're not sure yet. That's why we do it one room at a time. We can't just make a list of things to do without walking into each room and having it think about what it needs to look like the day it goes on the market. But most importantly, what is it going to look like for photos? Because if you don't have good photos, will people come to your house? Where are people looking right now? Online? Okay, so it's very important. So let's go to the next. I don't even know how to do this thing, but let me try it. Didn't go. Oh yeah, here. There it goes. So what this is me, the queen. We have some more people coming in, and we don't have seats. So we're going to have to get some seats. I think there's chairs in the back. Maybe they can get another table or something. I don't know how this happened, but it happened. There's a seat there. We can take that chair and put it over there, Stan. There's a chair over here. And we are also, okay, now we have two chairs here. Stan has a chair. Okay, here we go. So when you list your house, you want to look at it as the Holmes method. What I just thought was, I walk in, I say, let me give my future clients an honest assessment of their property strengths and weakness. Wouldn't you want everyone to walk in and be honest with you? Do you want people to hurt your feelings? No, but do you want them to be honest? Yes. Okay. Do you want to have optimized staging to highlight your home's best features? Yes. Do you want a market analysis to ensure competitive pricing? Yes. Of course. Effective marketing to reach the right buyers, the target buyers, right? Yes. And effective strategic negotiation to close a deal, right? These are the things that you want when selling your home. And I got that when I was a businesswoman. I think when you list your house with somebody, you want to have a listing-based realtor, someone who just does listings, and who's a business person. I've seen people come out of other businesses to get into real estate and do very well because they already have a business mindset. I'm not saying it's bad to be, a realtor who's used to be at home and now they're getting out. That's good, but they don't have the business sense sometimes right from the start. They might get it over time. But this is important to have some kind of method. That's the Holmes method. That's what I started out with. This is where we're going to. And what's happening today is I'm going to plant seeds in your head for future success, okay? So think of it as a seed going on. And I'm going to make you think a little bit further in advance. Now, some of you have been to your houses already, been to John and Peggy's house. I've been to other people's houses, and it was a couple of years ago, and now they're kind of thinking about moving. That's the idea. Keep watching my videos. Who's a YouTuber? Who subscribed to my YouTube channel? Okay, just 3 of you. I need everyone here before you leave to subscribe, and I'll give you some extra bonus points, okay? Extra bonus points. So what are we doing by planting the seeds? What does that mean? What does planting the seeds mean?
It's a thought that grows.
It's a thought that grows. And what's the thought I want you to leave with today? 3 thoughts. You got it? All I have to do is remember 3 things. You can do that? I'm going to write this down. 1, start way earlier than you think. Who is here 5 years out? Anybody 5 years out? 4 years? 3 years? 1, 3, 2 year? Okay, getting better. More hands. 1 year? Okay. So many people didn't even raise their hand. They're like, more than 5 years? Okay, not sure, but within maybe a 5-year period. So I had a little picture here. He's saying, it's time to get started. And she's saying, I know, but where do I start, right? Is that some of you feel that way? Like, where do I start? This is where you start. You start it. Keep watching my videos, and also we're going to learn a lot today. It's good to get into your home years before selling. Meet a visit, somebody who you're going to hire, or maybe not hire, somebody who's going to give you good, solid, honest advice before you sell. I'm going to show you how we can do that. Give free improvement plans, okay? That's what we do, and we have you start earlier than you think. I help clients prep gradually, not tomorrow. If you call me, you want to go on the market tomorrow, I can't do a whole lot. I've lost all the opportunity to get you the most amount of money. Because some of you have sharks in your home that you can't get rid of. We're going to go over that today. There's sharks in your home, they're lurking, and you just can't get rid of them because it's impossible, like your house being on a busy street. That's a shark, okay? And I'll tell you about that in a little bit. And homes will sell faster and for more. That's why you want to start earlier than you think. And second thing, that's the first thing. So when do we want to start? Earlier, much earlier, right? 2, craft winning negotiations. So in my book, chapter 4, you'll get a copy, I talk about winning. And to me, there's nothing else better than winning. I'm an athlete. I'm a golfer. I play competitive golf. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Look at that. This little thing moved. Okay. Okay. So winning is all about negotiating. I want you to read page 26 in this book. Don, do you have you copy my new book? You got to get a copy for you. Sure. Yeah, for you leave. Yeah, because you're going to like this. Dom likes winning too, huh? We play golf, Dom and I. It was a lot of fun. We had a good time.
It's government secrets.
We don't tell the secrets. So when I step into a negotiation, I'm not just representing my clients, I fight for their dreams. It's like stepping into the ring, but instead of boxing gloves, I'm armed with market knowledge, psychological insights, and a relentless drive to win. This book is what I put together to let you know who's stepping in your door. Because maybe I don't relate to you. Maybe you're like, I don't want to win. Anybody here not want to win? Oh, you're good. You're in the right room. Okay. So winning is really important, to me at least. And in order to do that, you have to have a strategic mindset that turns negotiating to a positive, collaborative process. It's positive and collaborative. It's you and I sometimes have to negotiate. I have to negotiate with you because you think your house is priced here. And I'm like, I just can't do that. I don't think it's possible. I'm being honest. But I have to kind of negotiate with you in a sense where to get you to understand exactly where your home should be positioned to sell. It's called positioning. It's not price. You're positioning your home to sell, okay? And we have a lot of YouTube friends online today, like all the YouTubers from all over the country. I'm starting to refer people. It's a really fun thing. I'm loving it. So clients gain a strong advocate focused with their best outcome. We're deliberate, well-planned, and we have this canvas win-win thing. I love the win. So one, if you like to win, you want a negotiator on your side, me or someone else that get that person who likes to negotiate. When I used to interview people for my business, they come as my staff. I ask them, do you like to win or do you have to win? Like, I want to win. And if they don't say they want to win, they probably wouldn't fit in my team. Because we all we want to win. We want to make it for our sellers. We don't say, okay, we'll do it for that seller. We want to be great for every particular seller. And the third thing is you want to get as many eyeballs on your property as you can. What are eyeballs? But where are they looking? On the internet. They're on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. YouTube now is huge, okay? So they are all over, and if you don't have stellar outside photos, if you're going on the market next year, It's time to take pictures this year. We're gonna go over that, okay? I'll show you all about this. But get as many eyeballs. Promote your home before it hits the market. Make sure his home is all over the internet. Social media, social media, social media. Otherwise, you'll have no showings. And just because you have a lot of eyeballs online doesn't mean you're gonna have a lot of showings. Why is that? Showings. You're not gonna have a lot of footsteps coming in your door, a lot of showings. Because you probably are priced incorrectly, or because your photos aren't really accenting your best features. But most of the time, it's pricing. Because you'll price your house out of the market too high, and the people who are looking at it aren't your buyers. They can afford more. Because buyers always look lower than what they can afford. Again, buyers look lower than what they can afford. So if your home is priced at $500, and you think you can sell for $550, then price it at $500 to get $550. That's what's happening in our market. Always pricing it to sell. All right, we're gonna get into that. So what's at stake? It's your legacy, right? One wrong move can cost you thousands, and what you deserve is strategy and support. So that's what we're gonna learn tonight. Is it okay if we go right into strategy? Okay, I don't like the fluff. I'm the no fluff, the real deal. I like to go right to it. So I have 8 sharks. Anybody have my Home Selling Sharks book? Some of you should have the book because I've been to your house. Okay, so in here, and you'll get, hopefully you have enough copies for everybody. If not, we'll send it to you. If you have one of my books, good. So we have 8 sharks that eat away at your equity. Don't you like the sharks? I think this is a good visual. All of you have sharks on your table. But this is a good visual. Does anybody see my YouTube video where I use my sharks? Here, this is good. I go to my sellers. I'll come to your house with it. I'll say, do you want to get eaten by the sharks? Yes. Okay, I'm going to walk out the door because I'm not going to be your realtor. You know, I don't like the sharks because I like to eat. I like to fight them. So each shark represents a threat. There's a lot of them. I'm going to go through 8. Okay, I'm going to go through 8, and there is a form in your packet that lists the things that affect value. There's sharks you cannot change, sharks you can change, depends upon if it's costly, and ones you have to change. Bad stuff. Okay, like mold. You think you can sell your house with mold? No, we have to fix that. Termites. Would you like to have termites? People walk through, oh, they're just my termite friends. Don't, please ignore them. No, radon, you know, smelly, moldy basements, things like that. That's not gonna work. So we're gonna show you how to find a listing-based realtor. If you're not in my area, if you're on YouTube, I'm gonna help you find a listing-based realtor with a model home mindset to avoid the bite of the sharks, okay? That is moi. If I'm in this area, I can help you there. So the first shark is the realtor shark, because it starts there. The wrong realtor, you don't have the right systems, you don't have the right anything. Marketing, pricing, negotiating, all those things aren't there. You might have a realtor who's really good at one thing, but not at the other. So you wanna have the full bounty, the full package. You can sit on the market for months versus having a model home realtor who is resilient, empathetic, and strategic. Empathetic meaning that they understand your needs. So the first conversation when someone walks to your door shouldn't be, well, let's go to this room, let's go. They don't first come to do that. The first conversation should be sitting at the table and sitting and talking at your kitchen table, saying, so what's really important about moving for you? Because only then can they craft a specific plan to sell your home, okay? So if they're not sitting down and understanding your needs first, then they're not gonna be able to sell your house, to understand what you need. Because you wanna make sure when they walk through the door, they're not what I call a commission breath realtor. They're out there, people who just wanna make money, okay? And that's probably 80% of our business. 80% of the realtors, they think back in their mind, they need to make money. This is what they do for a living. But finding somebody who walks through the door and doesn't need to pay their car off because it's paid off. They do it because they love the business and they love helping people. And I'll tell you, it's hard to find. I look for realtors all over the country. It's hard to find somebody who really believes in doing what they do and really like loving taking a home from this to that. It's an amazing process. Like some of you have been in your houses. I just remember every aspect of your home. I love it. So this is my shark fighting. I'm a fearless warrior, fight for your sharks, sell your homes 3 times faster than the average, and maximize your return. So that's kind of what I feel like every single day. Every single day. Like right now, I have 2 homes, and 1.35, and one's 2.75 million. They're just not moving. No showings, no nothing. And it's because they're priced too high. You know, they're priced too high for what they have. Okay, it doesn't mean they won't sell. It's just that they're positioned in the marketplace to find the wrong people, and because they didn't do the work that's needed to get done. Okay, so yes, sometimes I do take a listing that I try to show them from the very beginning. You have to price it here, but I'm okay for them to see. Sometimes you need to see what I see. I get that. So we probably try whatever we need to try to make sure you feel like you've gotten what you're supposed to get. And the Real Deal Realtor, this is basically core values: resilience, leadership, tenacity. Someone who really is focused, open communication, understand, never stop improving, deliver results. They take ownership, always taking responsibility, offer real solutions, nurture trust. So all these things is what you're looking for in an individual. I think a lot what I do is leadership. You know, I'm the leader. I walk in your door. I'm everything. Everyone looks to me for everything that needs to be done. And I'm okay with that, because I love that part. But having somebody who is a leader steps you apart from somebody else who's not, who comes in just to list the house, you know, because you don't want that. And you want to make sure when you're trying to beat the realtor shark that you have a listing-based realtor. So I have a list of questions. I think you got a piece of paper there. You can take a scan, or you can go onto my YouTube channel for a list of questions that you need to have when hiring a realtor. So there's an overall list of questions. I have a marketing list of questions. I have a coming soon list of questions. I have a pricing list. I have all kinds of questions to ask to make sure you have somebody who's a listing-based realtor, that listings are all that they do, okay? And it's okay, you know, to hire a friend or a family member, but make sure they have the expert profile, okay? So I have that for you, you can see, and make sure that they are the expert in your area, okay? What I've done also is I've also worked with realtors. When somebody comes to my seminar, they say, well, if I don't have my cousin Susie's aunt's daughter who just got into the business as part of this, they will never talk to me again. So I've had that happen before. So I said, okay, I'll work with them, and I've done that as well. So that's not a problem. And just have to make sure that your equity is being protected and all these things. Anything about sharks means equity. You know, they're out to eat at your equity. They're threats. Your property could sit on the market for months, and with the right mindset, you avoid every bite and get you every dollar you deserve. So what's happening right now, we took a big shift. The market took a shift. I don't know if everybody knows this, but I mean, November was slower, then January hit, February was strong. Sold house for 160 over asking, 80 over asking. And then it's just, the last month, it just took a halt, you know, just slowed right down. People aren't going, buyers are done. They're done of paying too much for houses in these bidding wars. So it is a slower market coming up, and we have to realize that. So we'll see what's going to happen with the interest rates coming up and all that stuff. But you have to keep an eye on that part of the equation. Okay, it's not just about the staging, the pricing. You have to look at what's going on with the world. Okay, it's very important. And how you do that is you look at what sold last weekend, not 6 months ago, not 3 months ago, but what went under contract last weekend. Know what's going on in your market, and your realtor should know that. Like most of the people here have a house, that's why you're here, and you'll be on my HomeBot. Some of you are on HomeBot. I give you a little list every month or every week, or I think it's every 2 weeks, you get a little email that tells you about your house and where the value is, right? And it's really nice to have, because it kind of keeps you in touch with what's going on in their area. Always want to be looking. Very important. The next couple of years, while you're thinking about moving, you want to keep ahead of the market. Know who's coming on the market in your neighborhood. Know that last year something came on the market over here. What did they have in their house? All those different things. this, if you're within 2 years, you have to do your research. And I do that with you when I work with you over the 2 years. And basically, we have a Real Deal referral program. If you're looking online on YouTube, you can call me and I can help you move. If you're looking to sell a house in New Jersey, I'm also licensed there. And also, I have friends all over the United States. So we can get you going. All right, first shark, realtor shark. Everybody get that? Okay, good. Second shark is our inspection shark. All this is in the book. Tons of videos on this stuff. Why should you have your home inspected before you go on the market? No surprises, right? You know what's going to happen. And what happens if there is a surprise? I have something happen to my house and I have to fix it. You go out and you get a guy and he says $3,000, right? But the buyer does the inspection, finds the same repair. What does he say? He goes out and buys. The guy who has it is going to say it's $10,000. They try to get the most. Maybe they're in cahoots with the guy. You don't know, okay? So the repair could be more when you go and find it, when the buyer finds it versus when you find it. So you can uncover all the negatives. Like, for example, we just sold a house on Glenside Avenue, had a roof, it was $13,000. We're giving a credit. We're list the house for $299 with a credit for the roof. We end up selling it for $360 without the credit, okay? Because the buyer really wanted it. So we priced it so low. I mean, $299, you can't find a house anywhere around here that's half decent for $299. It was on Glenside Avenue and in Cheltenham, that high taxes, busier street. But still, $299, right? Ended up selling for $360. Had like 7, 8 offers, something like that. So an inspection, and she had an inspection on her house. So this uncovers problems, ensures really a hassle-free. Because there's a 21-day period between when you sell your house and you actually sign paperwork to when the inspection period is over, 21 days. And that time, the buyer at any time can cancel the contract. So you could be off, looking for a new house and all happy, and then all of a sudden they just walk without any explanation at all, unless you get this pre-home inspection. It's $550, $600. If you have a real big house, it could be $750. Anybody here have stucco? Stucco exterior. We do need to do a stucco inspection before you sell your house, because that's been coming back really negatively to people's pocketbook, because you need to know ahead of time. You have to have a plan for stucco. So home repairs, what do we do? Well, we have a list of contractors. Basically, Bobby, my nephew's back there. He'll wave. To Bobby back there. He's the one who kind of takes care of all the contractors. They come in, they give us nice, they give us really good estimates. They do good work. They get it done in a timely manner, and the house goes on the market. So you want to make sure that your Real Deal realtor has their own contractors, not their own, but people that they trust. Because contractors don't show up, right? They say one thing, do another, and they don't get the job done in time. These guys have deadlines. We're going on the market. This has to be done. Or you're at settlement, and we're at settlement because we go to settlement for you, and all of a sudden, something's wrong. And we need somebody over there right now to fix, I don't know, an outlet that was supposed to be fixed or something. We have somebody we can call who will run out there right now. So that's good with having somebody who's that's why you need a listing-based realtor. Someone who has a listing base has a network, right? It just makes sense. That was shark number 2. Number 3, we have the photo shark. Bad photos, no clicks, no showings. You're not going to get any showings, guys. It's just a fact. You have to use pro photography. This is a bad fit. This is a bad photo. That's why the sharks are hanging around. If you took a picture right now of your outside of your home, it's not too bad, right? It's green, everything looks pretty. And then you went to sell it in January when it was snowing. What pictures would you have? The pictures now. So what do you want to do? Get pictures now. We have in their packet, we have I'm going to go over it a little bit, a photo shoot certificate where we come out and show you how to take pictures. We do it with our cell phones, but if you do end up hiring us for a future, like people who came to our last seminar, Mara at Edgeley Road, they're going to market in February. We're helping them get their house on the market now. And last week, we just took photos. We did a great job out. That was a great job out. We did outside photos. They put shutters. They didn't have shutters on the house. It looked kind of weird. We put shutters. We painted the house. It looks great. So in February, they might have snow, but now they have fabulous photos. You just want to highlight the exterior and the interior for the most marketable angles. Good photos, quick sales. You know, there's a lot of things. It's not just one thing. There's 8 sharks. You can't just say, well, good realtor, but we didn't do a home inspection, or we didn't have good marketing, or we didn't have good photos. You have to have it all. So you want to make sure that you take your photo with beautiful weather, bright sunny day, vibrant trees, and taking from an angle, never straight on. You never want to take a picture straight on. You want to take it from an angle, side, and what's your best angle, so we can go over and tell you all that for your house. And when to get your exterior photos? Now, right? Take them right now, when it's really looking nice. So and we're going to show you all the photos in about 20 minutes. Shark 4, staging shark. Sharks are lurking around stage. Look at this picture. There's stuff everywhere. There's colors, and oh my gosh, we got to stage that room. So clutter repels buyers. They're not staged, they sit. We stage. I'm not saying it has to be beautifully staged with the flowers and all this. I don't want that either. I want them to see your house. Just, you got to get rid of your stuff. Who has stuff from their kids in their house? So, a lot of you. Who has stuff in their basement that they've been sitting in there for, Stan, you should raise your hand, my husband back there. We have stuff in our basement to get rid of. Kids' stuff around. Do you have stuff in your basement? Other people? So it's time to start getting rid of that. Guess who can help you? Mr. Dumpster and some college kids. Just start doing it. You know, what I've been doing is selling things on Facebook at the marketplace, and also I have just given it away. There's free cycle. People come to your house and just take stuff. It's awesome. So I'm just going to give you an example. I have more examples coming, but like, for example, this was a living room before stage. This is on the market for 6 months, didn't sell. It's kind of like the pink carpet and the guitar, it was just weird. So I just changed it to this. I took it away, the pink carpet, took a carpet from it. The guy went on vacation and came back, he goes, where's my pink carpet? Oh, it's rolled up in your garage. You know, it's just like, I didn't like it. He's like, okay. And I sold his house in 2 days. He was happy. He didn't care about his carpet too much after that. This thing is not moving. Maybe the battery's out. Okay, okay, that's right. Okay, so what we have is called low-cost fix-ups. I'm going to show you about 20 slides in a little bit of all the little things you can do to your house, because you want to modernize all your fixtures, paint some rooms, boost your curb appeal, clean and repair all your concrete, wherever you have it, and just look at the small details. Outlets, switches, little broken items. Windows with their seals broken. Exterior lights, your shutters, color of your shutters, things like that. We're going to show you some really cool stuff. We have 2 case studies. We have hundreds of case studies, but I brought out 2 that encompasses a lot of the sharks. All right, we have 2 colors. You can't really see the color here, but we used to use Revere pewter, which is a grayish beige. Gray is out, guys. Gray is going out. Baby fawn's in. Baby fawn are lighter beigey, little, maybe a tint of gray. Uh-oh, is that somebody's? Stan, your phone went off. It was you. You want it? Sorry about that. It's okay.
That's a spam.
Probably.
So like if you have like
Question.
gray or grayish or
You have a
whatever
gray
in
and
your
grayish
house,
house.
but it's in really good shape.
No, right now, if you have the gray already in there, it's probably going to be fine.
Okay, yeah, because-
But you don't have to, if you're just going to do it now, I would
Right, no.
shy away from
It's
it.
in good condition.
Yeah.
I just can't see.
No, that would be fine. So, yeah. But it depends, too, on when you're selling, too. Okay, so first shark, realty shark, inspection shark, right? The photo shark. Now we have the marketing shark. The staging shark, and now the marketing shark. So you just want to get it out there. You see all the different places. Zillow has a new rule. If you try to market your house on the MLS without, market your house in social media without being in the MLS, Zillow won't show your house anymore. So you have to make sure your realtor is not holding your listing in their pocket, okay? It has to go into the MLS. I can't go on social media, hi, here's my new listing at 123 Main Street, and it's not an MLS. I can put, hey, I'm in the Juggernaut development, and I'm gonna be listing one of these homes. I can't tell you which one, or I'll get fined, but one of these will be listed. And you'll see many of my YouTube videos with me in front of a house, not giving you the address, but letting you know that house will be coming on the market in that neighborhood. I can do that, and that's how you create the buzz. That's a pearl. So online presence will entice buyers, get them lined up outside the door. Then we have the pre-marketing shark. What's pre-marketing? Why would you want to do marketing before you put your house on the market? You know, create the buzz. What does the Hollywood do with their movies before it goes on the market? They advertise it. They trailers and make you want to come. They show you the best parts of the movie in that 1-minute trailer, right? To get you to come. Same thing, you want buzz. No buzz, no one's gonna come to your house. You don't have any buzz. And you just want to create early momentum, anticipation. I don't mean just coming soon banner on a social media, I mean more than that. A lot of different ways of social media marketing, so many ways. I mean, you can do, YouTube is the place to be. Facebook, but you don't just put it out there. You put it out there to target areas, target buyers. Well, my buyer of my house may be coming from this neighborhood because that's where they normally come from, by knowing where the rest of your neighborhood came from. So like, what areas, that's where you want to market from. What type of buyer will buy my house? Am I a first-time buyer house? Am I a move-up buyer house? Am I an executive buyer house? So what type of buyer you're going to be buying your home is how you target your marketing for that buyer. Okay, it's very, very important to identify the target market for your house. And that's what we do. And I learned that I used to be in business, and when I was in insurance, I worked for Prudential, AARP, I was in marketing. And we would have to target where the people were going to be coming from, who were going to buy our products. And I learned a lot about marketing there, besides having my MBA in marketing. So coming soon looks like this. We got to get eyeballs, right? Talked about that earlier. Eyeballs equal footsteps, because there's no way that someone's going to come to your house if they don't see it. You're not going to get footsteps if they don't see it. And the only place they're looking is online. Okay, so you have to make sure you do that. And I say top offers within 26 days because that used to be the number. 26 was great when the average day was 140. We're going back to that now. My average days now is like 2 hours, not even a day. But now things are going to start slowing down. You know, now is the time you have to think about all those things you're doing. Because a few years ago, besides being the pandemic, I couldn't get people to come to these seminars because people thought, well, I don't need to do anything. But we were doing everything to every listing, no matter what. No matter what the market is, my systems have not changed. If in this system, in this area, this time I'm going to get 2% more. Over here, this market, I'll get 10% more, whatever it is. We'll get more because of how you market it, stage it, everything else. And then shark number 7 is the pricing shark. I think it's one of the biggest sharks because it really kills my momentum if it's not priced right. And I'll do it, but if it doesn't sell in 30 days, we have to reposition it. Put it on as a brand new listing again for the new price, and hopefully that price. And how do we know what price to reposition it at? If it doesn't sell the first time, how do you know? Well, I have a way. This is like think of the offers number as bullet. You put like a, what do you call it, dartboard. And there's like a middle part of the dartboard, right? At the middle of the dartboard, that's your offer. But if you have showings but no offers, you're 4 to 6% off. If you have lots of showings but nobody's pulling the trigger, you know you're off. So if you were listed for 500, and we say, well, we'll say it's 5%, it's 25,000. Let's drop it to 474.9. And usually that'll get your number, if you had a lot of showings. But if you have drive-ups only, low showings, you're 6 to 12% off. No showings, just drive-bys, even if you don't even know if they're driving by anymore, 12+%. So if you go on the market and you don't sell, a week or two later, you got to look at this chart and say, I say to my clients, hey, I showed you this chart when you came in. This is what we're going to do. We priced it at your price. Now let's try it at the next price. And that's okay, because sometimes you just want to know, and that's fine. But I will tell you that if I walk into your door and I say this price, almost guaranteed it's the right price. But I have no problem trying. You know, John, Joseph.
Could I ask you a question on that?
Question.
You just mentioned about you setting the price, you know. I have a situation now where my realtor set a price, and I'm in that showings but no offerings, 4 to 6%.
Okay, so John's house is on the market.
What's that?
Your house is on the market?
Yes, it is.
And it's 4 to 6% off area. You're getting showings but no offers.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the realtor came back to me about 2 weeks ago and said, you know, we want to reduce the price down. And I said to him, no, you were the one that set the price, and you told me that was a sweet spot, and you would sell my house at that price.
Right, that's what happens a lot. So that was my next thing about pricing. When realtors come in, they tell you a high price, and then they know that they can get you because you have a 6-month contract.
Well, they were talking about a price that was about $10,000 more than what originally we settled at. They were talking at, I'm going to give numbers, 360, and we settled at 350. And they said that's a sweet spot. And I gave them 3 months.
Okay, not sold yet, so you're definitely off.
Yeah, I've had a few showings.
I
No offer.
have to look at the whole thing. So if your house
I
isn't
know.
selling, it's not always about the price. Maybe you didn't do the things needed. Pictures might be terrible. So you can give me your address on your way out, and I can look at it. And you can terminate your contract, and I'll list it. How's that?
Almost perfect.
Almost terminate. All right, number 8, showtime. So you want to make sure that when you show your house, all your sharks are gone, because now it's time. Now, showtime really starts the day of photos. When you take the interior photos, those are the ones that are going to get people to come inside. Okay? So we stage for photos and we stage for showings. That's a lot of work. I know sometimes I tell realtors what I do. They do what? Oh, we don't do any of that. That's like too much work. But it's important to have 2 sets of types of ways of showing your house. One way where the people feel good versus when we have showing. Pictures, you want to have most of your stuff out of the way. For showings, we can put some things back. Okay? Because when you show a house, physically, it's a little more emotional. But when they see a house online, you want it to show it bare. More bare than, when you're actually in the house. That's just a little tip too. So, how many sharks are in your house? How many sharks are in your house? There are many sharks. There's a couple in your packet there. I have a home selling sharks home value test. You can scan it right there on your thing. When you go home, text me tomorrow. Tell me how many you have. Tell me now. So, under sharks you cannot change, we're going to go through that right now. We're going to go through all the things that you can't change with your lot. Lot, undesirable neighborhood, no basement when most houses have a basement, being on a busy street, corner lot. And there's sharks you can change. It's a nice little thing our team put together, a little marketing piece. There's things that affect value. So you have to scan it. It's that, but we have a better one online. So if you scan that little thing, it'll go to a Google Doc, and you type in, you check it off, and I'll get the information back, and I can call you and say, okay, you have all the things wrong with your house, and here's what we do. And if you're online, that link for that should be online. So just do the Google Doc, give me your name, your email address, phone number, I don't think it's phone number, whatever it is, and in there you can check off all the sharks that you have. The more you have, the more time you need to sell. Question? Go ahead. Is it better to move everything out of the house for selling? Not all the time, no, because I like having some things in the house. So it depends on the house. It depends on the situation. Is it an estate home? Is it your home? Is the house itself shine without having stuff in it, or is it just 4 walls? So I need to know what the features are in your house before I get to each other. But sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. Depends. I can look at your house and it can tell me. Okay, so we figured out how many sharks. John's got a question?
As far as removing things from the house, but not furniture for sure, but things that you have locked, rather than putting them in storage, if they were like,
Okay.
if they were like, what do you call it, the rabbit in the garage,
Yeah.
out of the way,
So-
that piece
So John's asking about, do you want stuff sitting around after you box it in your house?
In the garage.
In the garage. So what I do for garages, you're going to see in a minute. I paint garages. I think I came to your house and said we did.
We have 3.
You have a lot of garage, right? And with 3 garages, maybe I could talk to you about that one garage that's the unattached to the house garage, right?
They're all attached, actually.
Well, maybe it's further out over to maybe do that one. But it's best to have, if you're going to show 3 garage spaces, to have them pretty bare.
See the whole space.
Yeah, I can show you a picture in a minute of that too. So what are the sharks we can't change? Well, if your home lives in, if your home is on a cul-de-sac, that's ideal. Everything from that is downhill. Or if you're on a rectangular lot. If your home is on a pie-shaped lot or a weird-shaped lot, we don't really have a backyard, it's a negative, okay? And it's all in that sheet there on the form there. So sloping backyard, you walk out the door, you full run down the hill. That's bad, okay? Deduct money from that. A house on a hill, not good. All right, but if your house is up here and you have to go up this driveway, and what if it's snowing? You know, it's not good. And if you have handicapped people, it's impossible for them to get out of the car. A lot of that's big right now, you know, because a lot of people are moving their parents in with their kids. You guys are moving in with your kids, and that's what's happening. Eyesore next door shark. Do you ever have a house that you have a pretty house and the one on the other side's awful? Does anybody have one of those? That's bad. That is literally, and that's no joke. That happens a lot. You know, Neighbors is like Sanford and Son. You know, ever watch that show, Sanford and Son? I'm dating myself there. Ian probably doesn't know that one, our youngest person in the room here. So flag lot shark. So this house sits behind another house. Not really a good shark, a good lot to have, because you're looking inside the back of someone else's house. It's called a flag lot. It almost looks like a flag. You go down the driveway and a flag goes this way or that way, and it's like you're behind another house. Another thing you can't change is if you're in a flood zone. Anybody here in a flood zone? I just sold a house that's 1800s. Sold it last year, 2 years ago, and I sold it now. They wanted to move for $215,000 over asking, and it's in a flood zone. I mean, inches of water, feet of water come into the house when it gets really bad, right off the Wissahickon, right by the country club, the cricket club. That's kind of where I live. And we're not in a flood zone, but this house was, and I sold it, not this house, but another house. But this is just an example. A busy street. If you're on a busy street, okay, it's not going to sell for as much money if the house was interior. Okay. Can we take your cell phones off, please? Okay. And shared driveway shark. Anybody here have a shared driveway? Okay. Not great.
A double driveway, like it's double, but yeah.
But you don't go back. It's not like that where it's one.
Each have our own.
Okay, that's not as bad.
Still not good.
Not good, but not as bad. Because you still feel like you're like together. Okay. Sharks we can fight. So this is really important to watch. These are the sharks that you can fight. I'm going to show you examples before and afters of ones. And Joe, you probably see maybe there's some things in your house that you need to update.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Basement shark. Where's John? He's in the bathroom, I think. Messy, unpainted, see the floor, basement shark. Gone. Shark gone. What do we paint the basement? Every basement I paint. If it has a cement floor, we paint it. We look at the difference in the walls. You know, it's just amazing difference. Okay, that will sell. That sells. Because especially if the washer and dryer are downstairs, the woman has to come down and do the wash. Like, oh, it's creepy down here. All the cobwebs. Clean up all the cobwebs. Wipe down all the pipes. You know, they've got to get it done. Unusable basement. This basement was kind of unusable because the floor had asbestos tile. We ripped it up, and then we made it into vinyl plank, really inexpensive, and put a panel door in there, just painted it, put new rugs on the step. You can't believe that was the same one, okay? Doesn't cost a whole lot of money. But do you think people are going to go into a house that looks like that versus that? They'll want to give you more money. Today's buyers want move-in ready. They look at like one little thing wrong, like, oh my God, like, I don't know how they got to that, these young kids today. I don't get it at all, but that's what's happening. All right, we have a anybody brown paneling in their house? Oh, that's a shark. Let's get rid of that and paint it. That's a big shark. Brown paneling. Picture that, a young kid walking in the door in their 20s and 30s. They've never seen paneling. Like they've never seen the plastic seats that you put plastic around your grandmom's house. They've never seen it. They've never seen a phone with a dial on it. They've never seen a home phone. I mean, like, listen, this is serious stuff, you know? They're,
Drop ceiling, you replace that?
drop ceiling, you know, isn't as bad, but you know, it depends. Then we have the garage shark. I'm missing my John. Where are you? This is the garage shark. This is the a garage that needs a little bit of help. And now it's gone. We didn't get rid of the safe. We actually painted around the safe, and we took the safe out. We definitely told people that underneath the safe was not painted.
So what do we do with the full garage?
Oh, we've got a plan for you. We've got a whole plan, real deal plan. Some of the stuff you'll keep. Most of the stuff you're not going to keep. You know, you don't need any lawn equipment. You're not buying probably another house. Probably where you're going, there's going to be someone else taking care of your outside, right? For most people who are aging, who go into, you know, the next step in their life, they don't want to do the lawn anymore, right? You want to do nothing. You want to do. That's what the buyers want to do today. They want to do nothing. Nobody wants to do anything. It's this crazy environment we're in right now. So here's a house that had just awful cabinets for showings. I mean, for housing, it's cute, but we had to take those old handles off, and we painted the cabinets. Looks a lot different, doesn't it? Put a nice floor in there. So it's just cute. John, I just did a basement for you. A garage. Let me show John a garage here real quick. That's a garage with stuff in it, and that's a garage with nothing in it. That's the difference. That's all. But we can talk when we come to your house and see. But I have a couple more of those garages too. All right, this is just wallpaper shark. I don't go into many houses that have wallpaper anymore, but it used to be a big thing when I got started in my company. I was ripping down wallpaper from day one, and then there's no wallpaper anymore. Okay. Another dated fixture. See that the ceiling fan there and the blinds, kind of like, we just painted the room, took the wallpaper off, put a new rug, and put a new ceiling fan. Light fixtures are amazing. Anybody here have their Hollywood lights in their bathrooms? You know, those big bulbs? Or just old lights? Just lights outside. I mean, just amazing the things you can do. Anybody have a window that has its seal broken? Like you can't see out, it's a little fogged? Okay, well, that's something you want to fix. There's one that was fogged up and we got it fixed. That didn't cost that much. It just fixed the glass, just not a whole lot. Here's a cute little fixture from the 80s. Everybody see those kind of light fixtures? We changed it with a nice black one. It took me a while to find something half decent online. It wasn't so expensive. We did a lot to this house. Matter of fact, this is the house that had stucco. And I don't know what happened to that picture of stucco. But here's, we're gonna give you, okay, so what happened to that picture with the stucco, Bob? I think I left it out or something. Anyway, here's, we're gonna give you, so there are some things, they're called low-cost fix-ups. Does anybody see some things in their house that they might need to do now if they're watching that? Maybe some light fixtures, outlets, making sure the light bulbs are the same, take out those squirrely light bulbs, you know, making sure that all the outlets are the same, like now using the white. Make sure your trim is white and not dark unless it's, you know, an older type of home. There's all different things to do. Paint, garage, and just little things. Power washing your walkway, walking up. There's so many things you could be doing to get your home ready for sale. Shutters are big, big. I'm going to show you this next house. 2 case studies. Here's case study number 1. This is in Lafayette Hill. I've got some Lafayette Hill friends here. 4500. This is the outside of the house. It looks really small because this picture, somebody squished it. But this house had 50 showings. This is last couple months ago. This is March, I think it was. The first day on the market. I had 5 offers. I negotiated $110,000 over the original price. So what happened? This house was on the market with another realtor last May. it then was on the market, and then it didn't sell. It was on the market for $1 million something, 50, kept coming down and down. And they had an offer right away, but the buyer walked right away because it had stucco. They didn't inspect the stucco. The buyer did and found stuff wrong, and they just walked, and they said, we paid too much for this house, we're gonna move on. So they moved on, and I got a call in August, but she was with another realtor, so I couldn't do anything. So they kept having showings, and they dropped it to $850, nothing. They got an offer for $800, and she said, no. They already contacted me. I said, don't take that offer, we're gonna get more. So went in, and I'm gonna show you their pictures, their marketing, and then I'm gonna show you our pictures and our marketing, show you the difference. And you'll see that we end up with an offer of $930 from a neighbor who moved from a smaller house to a bigger house, so there was no extra compensation paid, and they paid the seller's transfer tax. So it ended up to be $960 net to the seller from $850, what was really from $800, where they would have taken that offer, like $160,000 more. And we spent $30,000 to get it on the market. I'll show you what we did. This is the old picture. If you notice, there's you can't really see it, but they're red. Red door, red shutters. I have a gray. I wish I could move these. This is our picture with the gray shutter. I have a new color for exterior, Iron Mountain, Benjamin Moore. Fantastic. That's what this had here, Iron Mountain. Okay, that is the picture. This was their outside photo. And if you see this thing here, that is a pile of wood, it's a woodshed. And I'm like, they left that picture in there. And we usually do drone photos, but not for this house because there was no backyard. That's all it had. And behind it were houses that are like worth $500,000. So we don't want to show that. We want to keep it these style houses. Now, this was a picture. This is a picture of the shed gone. You can see that, no more shed. So that wasn't that much money to do. I mean, it was like $500 or something, get rid of all that firewood. I'm trying to flip, but it's going slow. So is that the only outside photos I did? I guess so. All right, so we did more outside photos. So this was the inside before with the other realtor. You can see they had this brown railing, and where's my pointer, I wonder? I don't need it, it's fine. They, just the rug there, and just you can't really see the paint color, but it's this like orange color. It's like really awful. But it was nice for the time. It was like it's like 25-year-old, 30-year-old house. Oh, sorry. All right, so we went in there and used our Revere pewter on this one, and we took out some of the furniture, but we did stage it with AI furniture. I'll show you that in a minute. And we put new rugs on, took all the rugs off the floor. And this was that same room, the living room, with the other realtor. They showed this furniture, and you notice the valances. And underneath that rug, the floor was a different color because it was discolored because the sun comes in. So we had the floor all refinished for $900? $1,200 for about 2 rooms. That's it. The refinished big rooms. They're big rooms. And we did this. We staged it with AI. That's not real furniture. That's AI furniture. We fixed the floor, painted the warm walls, and that is a little bit more desirable, right? Online.
So did you show it empty or with the old furniture?
We showed it with no furniture, but AI to get them in the door.
When they came to see the home?
It was empty. Because AI is artificial intelligence.
Oh.
Yeah. So it puts pictures. When we spent, like, there's one program you can use $500 you do for the whole year. But we do like $100 and some per picture because we get the really good AI, especially if your house is a higher end home. This is the higher end AI. Because the other AI, you can't really tell that's AI, right? You know. So this is the house, the family room. Notice the pillars up here. Who has those pillars in their house? And everything's brown. See the cabinets back here? This right here, brown cabinets. The furniture just the buyers alone don't even want to see the house with the furniture. If I had furniture like that, the buyers and the sellers wanted to keep it there, I would still show AI. I would never show that furniture because it's for an older person, which is fine, you know, but these are younger kids buying the house. We're not buying these houses, they are. This is what I did to it, staged it, and if you notice what's gone, the pillars and the cabinets are white, right?
Where were the pillars?
They were right here.
Right on that.
Before, after. I even changed out the lights, the lights in the kitchen.
That's looking into the kitchen, correct?
Yep.
Yep. You opened it up. It opens up.
Yeah, look at that. The bar before. The bar after. Much better, right? It's just more, it's peasy.
Except there's no wine in this round.
Right, there's no wine. Should have put some wine. And see all the white? We changed all the plates to white because people like the white. Here's the kitchen with the pillars and these lights for like they're nice, but not really for what I was trying to do. I was trying to get the younger people, and it was just not. And it was a weird color in there and everything. So we went and we did this to it. Put nicer lights, clear lights, painted it, took the things down and pillars down and everything. So it's just brighter, right? And what the worst part about it is the realtor never changed the photos. She had the listing for like 8 months, 6 to 8 months. When you reposition the house, you have to change the photos. You can't have the same photos and just lower the price. That's like death, okay? Can't do it. Oh my God, this thing's driving me crazy. So master bedroom, bathroom. If you notice the paint color, the lace around the window, the Hollywood lights to the top right, and the old cabinets were from like, I don't think they're not even Home Depot, I don't know what they are. But you know, we weren't gonna get rid of the bathtub because it was just too much work, and that's too much money. And so what we did is we just did this. We got a new cabinet from Home Depot, new lights, removed the lace and painted it. Much different, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna move forward here. I think Bobby might be having to do this because I am having a tough time. And then we have the master bathroom shower. You notice it's not a clear glass shower, right? We got it back to a clear glass shower and a new toilet. All right, see the difference? Okay. Hall bath. Look at the lights, look at the vanity. Hall bath, new vanity, new lights, and new toilet, I think, yeah. So new toilets are easy. It's like $90, guys. You gotta face your toilets. Come on. This is the basement in that house. It was dreary and dungeon. It felt like a dungeon back down there. But I just had to paint it, and it looks like that. Okay? That's all it was, is paint. Did everybody get the idea? Just do you have to do some of these things to your house? Okay, doors. Brown doors need to be 6-panel doors. Okay, things like that, right? You know, when you go into your bedroom, the doors like those old plywood, awful brown doors. You should make them upgrade them to the 6-panel or 2-panel doors. It's like $50 a door. They come primed, and maybe $110 to hang the doors. Big difference. Oh, is this the next picture, Bob? Do you forward? Okay, good. So this was, for the same house, this is the garage. So John, you see all the boxes in the garage, John? John back there? Boxes in the garage? John and comment. That's John right there. See the boxes in the garage? Okay, Bobby? I'm picking on you.
I'm going to put a piece in the back.
Box is not in the garage. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just picking on you now. All right, keep going. All right, so, and also I took a picture looking out from the house to the cul-de-sac. They never even do that. You couldn't even tell it was in a cul-de-sac. All right, let's go on. I also took a picture of the front door, and I guess, see those pretty flowers? Guess what? It was March. They are silk flowers from Amazon. I have a whole stack of them. If it's like February, it's not bad weather, I'll start planting the silk flowers in your front lawn for you. All right, it's best thing since sliced bread. They're not that expensive. Okay, how was that case study? Everybody got an idea? Case study number 2 is Curtis Lane. Curtis Lane. Had over 40 showings, first open house, first 2 days, 7 offers, 135 over asking. With a septic system, that probably wouldn't pass. Okay, with a septic system. So this is a sad story, actually. Stuart lost his wife. He's one of my past clients. I sold their house. I moved here, and he just, had a little bit of dementia and everything. It was a shame because the house let go. I mean, there's the landscaping, whatever. The kids called me and they said, we got to sell this house. You need to help us. So I said, okay. So this is the finished product. They're on an acre. So this is the outside before, right? All right? This is the outside before, and this is the outside after. So we had to do about, what, $5,000 of landscaping? A lot of landscaping. The house was really overgrown. So we also, the outside back before, overgrown, and the outside after, nice and mowed and everything. Beautiful property on an acre or 2 of ground. Next one, we showed the garage, the walkway before, kind of overgrown, and then the walkway after, all nicely done and everything. So a lot of the outside photos. This is probably the worst part of it, landscaping and the outside. So now we go to the inside, I believe. Yes. So this was the, besides the lady sitting in the chair, this is the beautiful family room. This was the part of the house that was really made the difference, okay? And it was a beautiful room. And we took our Box Brownie AI program and we painted it for real, and because it was white, so it didn't look good in there, white on white. And we did that. This is not real furniture. This is AI generated and white. And we did paint the walls Revere pewter, and all the white cabinets, we painted those over because they were really kind of like yellowy, All right, next we have the opening area when you walk through the door before, and then we did an after photo with AI furniture, and we have an after, so it looks much nicer. Before and then after of that room, we didn't put furniture in there because it was just not really working for that room. It's a weird kind of room, but we did paint it. All right, and then this is the basement. This had a water problem. Anybody here have a water problem in their basement? You have to fix it. So we had to fix it. We had $8,000, what do you call that, water maintenance and system in, and waterproofing. And we now look like that afterwards. And there was another room in the house that got totally flooded out. So it looked kind of like this, and it was all moldy. And we fixed it up, and we made it look like that. And we also put AI furniture in there, but I didn't want to show you that one. I want you to show, there it is. That's before AI, and that's after with AI, showing like as an office. Big difference, right? So you guys getting the idea, right? Okay. And then that was the garage. We didn't paint the garage. There was just boxes in the garage. We just took the boxes out, and then that was it for the garage. So those are kind of the things you want to do. So when you plan ahead, you get great photos. We're going to flip through these pretty fast. These are some photos of houses. We can get the drone out there to your house, okay?
Will your contractors wait till closing to get paid?
We would pay, if you're part of our program, we would pay, we have a program where we can pay for the upgrades and you pay us back at settlement. But no, the answer is no, but we could help you with that if you need it. So if you had needed money and you can't get it out now, or your money's in your house, we have a small administration fee, and we take the money out of our line of credit, and you set it up with the bank, our bank, and they give you the money, and we fix up your house for you, and then you give it back to us as settlement. Happens a lot, like probably almost every listing. So some more exterior photos. So just you get the idea. Get pictures when the house looks nice on the outside. Everything's green, pretty landscaping. This one has a pool. If you have a pool, you want your pool to be open, right? If you have a above ground pool, it's awful. Get rid of it, you know. Pool, another pool, you know, beautiful house with a pool. Big house, beautiful landscaping, another house. That was that old farmhouse I was telling you about with the flood zone. Okay, interior photos. We kind of went through that a little bit, but I'll show you some more. So this is a living room. This is not a living room. This is a kitchen that was staged on the market before with another realtor. And if you see things here, it's bad. There's stuff everywhere. There's a tablecloth on a glass table, and the door's closed. So what I did is I just took that off, and I just moved everything to the dining room, took a picture, and then we moved stuff to the basement. The seller came home and said, "Where's all my stuff?" I said, "Well, we don't need it there." So, I'm only kidding. So we put it out. So we put it into a different room. And here is a realtor picture with the house with the shades down, and there's pillows there. And we took it, and we took the shades up, left a couple pillows, but it's much brighter, and we didn't paint that room and just made it look better. So just things, lighting helps, things help like that, things like that. So does everybody kind of get an idea of what's happening here? So what are some of the things that we're learning here? One, start earlier than you think to do all these repairs. Two, if you want to do these things, you want to win, you got to do some of these things. So I asked two questions. One question is, do you want to differentiate yourself from the competition? Do you want to yes, very good. You want to differentiate yourself from the competition in order to make as much money as possible, right? So that's the first thing. And do you want to do what it takes? Do you want to do what it takes? Are you willing to do what it takes to get it done? Be coachable, you know? I would never tell you to do something I wouldn't do myself, okay? Very important to know, you know? So anyway, you guys in the back, comment. You're picking up the audio from the video. So can you go outside and talk? Get outside the room and talk, you guys. So anyway, so what we're gonna do next is, what's next? So let's open up your packets. And we're going to talk about what you can do next to get your house ready, to get your mind ready. Let's put you into the mindset, into the model home mindset. You want to get into the model home mindset. This book doesn't have model home mindset on. Must have been my first book. Okay, so what's next? And in there you have two certificates. You have a gift certificate for a room-by-room review. And if you're on YouTube, your room-by-room review should be virtual, will be virtual, and I can help you find a realtor. And then a home photo shoot. We've got two certificates. And in your packet, you have a what's next card. So what's next for you? What's next? Who here has an idea what they're going to do next? Joe, your home is on the market already.
I'm going to take you up on the free home consultation.
Okay, now you're listed with a realtor, so I'm not really allowed to, but
Sorry, what's that?
you're listed with a realtor, so,
Their contract's going to be up in a month.
okay, so we can
So
talk.
in a month, we could.
Yeah, we can talk, right. Well, look at your house beforehand and see if I can even help you. I won't want to tell you something I couldn't do, you know, I don't want to do that. But yes, so first he's going to get a consultation. So that's one of the things on the list, okay? To have come out and give you a room-by-room review. If you're thinking of maybe selling, want to know what your home is worth, everybody's going to have their home put on a home snapshot. So you're going to give it's called HomeBot, and it'll send you an email. Everybody have email, right? A little email. You click on the link. It tells you where your home value. Now, don't believe it all the time, but it sees if it's going up and down by what's going on in your area. Don't believe it because why? You might have a very special, unique home. All you have special homes, but very unique. Sometimes if your home is here and the rest of the neighborhood, you have like 3,000 square foot, but the rest of the neighbors have 2,000 square foot, you're going to be judged by what they have. So the home bots and the valuation things you see online, click here, find out what your home is worth. If they're usually not right, don't look at Zillow. Either way, it could be really bad. Just really get a personal consultation. Now, I have a great video. If you want, I can send to you on how I tell people to price their homes. And a lot of it has to do with research. Now, you can do the research or find a realtor like myself or someone you know to do the research for you. But there's certain steps to finding your home's value when you're ready to go on the market. But you can't price your home until when? Can you price your home before you start staging it? If you don't know what the house is going to look like at the end, when I was in my business, I was working before real estate. It was like, when I say my father and his business, they would put a house out there. They would price it based upon what they were going to put, what features they had. That's what a custom home builder does. That's what you have to do. You have to take a look at your house individually, and you can't price it until you know what you're going to do. So it all starts with a room by room. You walk through each room, and you're going to do that, we're going to do that. Well, not yet. We might do that. Let's make a list. Okay, we're going to make a list. Write it, put it in an Excel sheet. Everybody knows what Excel, right? Google Sheets. And you put it in there, paint the basement, dollar amount, next column. We don't know yet. We're going to get an estimate. Paint the garage, estimate. Install light fixture, estimate. We go down the list. And then we say, okay, which ones are cost effective? What are you going to get a return on your investment? It's all business. This is a business transaction. And you have to divorce yourself from your asset, something you bought years ago, raised your kids. You have a legacy of things going on. And it's emotionally distraught to think that you're going to do things like this to your house. That it's not my house anymore. Yes, it's not your house anymore. It will not be your house anymore. You have to make it look like what the other people, the people who are coming to buy your house are looking for. Know the trends, know the colors. Find a realtor who has that. Call me on the phone, whatever it is. Find somebody. If you're out in YouTube land, I can help you. What's going on in your neighborhood, in your community? And the last thing is a photo shoot. You all know it's beautiful weather right now, right? And just going out and taking pictures with your cell phone isn't everything because you don't know the right angles. So give us a call. One of our people will come out. It will be with their cell phone unless you're going to plan to go on the market with us. Then we'll bring out our professional photographer and drone. Okay? Because it's like it could be between $500 to $1,000 depending upon your house. And then a video is probably another $1,000. So we don't spend that money until we know we're hired. But if you know that you are going on the market, you might say, I know I'm going on the market. I'm not sure who I'm using yet. I might use you. I'm going to interview a few people. Then we'll just come out with our cell phone, which is still good. I have an iPhone 16, I think, or one of those high-end ones. So they're not bad, but not drone. I don't fly a drone. I have one of my niece is marrying a guy with a drone, and he's really good with that thing. I think I would just smash it right into a tree or something. I don't think I would be really good at that. So I don't do the drone. So there's 3 things you can do. You can check those off. And if you want a copy of the Questions to Ask a Realtor, Profile of an Expert, and you want to buy mail, or any of our other guides, the guides about things you can affect value, this little guide here I put together, and you're all going to get some books. If I don't have enough Home Selling Sharks book, they're on order. Because that book there, I did that back in 2018. But it's funny because I talk about selling your house in 26 days, but now it's like 26 days. In the last 5 years, it's been 2 hours, right? 2 hours. And in any market, it's faster than the average. Just think of it that. And I'm doing more things. But that book I did 2018, I was doing that in 1993 when I first started. I walked into my first listing. We have to do this, that, and that. I don't even know where it came from. It's like, because I had it inside me from knowing what a custom home looks like, that model home mindset. So what is it that you want to do? What are the 3 things? So you just want to check those off, and the team's going to come around and pick those up. Also, on your way out, right now I'm going to show you 2 testimonials. One's live and one's going to be on video. And we have a raffle, right, Bob? We have a raffle for Panache gift certificate. And I just realized I didn't do something. Tonight, Stan, we forgot to do the toilet seat. Because if you don't do it right, you'll be pushing money down the toilet, okay? Forgot about that. If you see my videos online on the YouTube, I use the shark and I use the toilet quite often. So there's 3 things. Fill that out. If you don't want to do anything, say, no, I'm just not ready for anything. Part of that?
I don't know. What do you want us to fill out? This thing?
Yeah, if you want to have us come over and do a room by room, So what is a room by room? I didn't talk about that, did I? Yeah, I kind of did. So I walk into your house, I go from room by room, and we make a list of things you could do, right? And then we go into the Google sheet, write down the number, how much it's gonna cost, and then find out what it's gonna cost, and then decide, okay? Now, what happens if you wanna paint your house? What's a good time to paint your house if you're going on the market maybe in 2 years? Now or wait? Wait, but when? When are painters slow? In the winter. That's when you're gonna hire your painter, next winter. Get it? Hire the painters, hire the contractors when they're slow. That's why planning ahead gives you a lot of leverage. It gives me leverage to negotiate. Come on, Dave, you can do it for better than that. Come on, Dave, come on. I give you so much business. And that's why his numbers are much lower than anybody else. Handyman, we have an awesome handyman. We have a great contractor, does major work. Flooring guy, he works for himself, there's no middleman. You know, anybody else I forgot there? Dumpster, we've got clean out guys, dumpster guy. What else do we have? Electricians, plumbers. My brother's a plumber, but he's not really doing that anymore. He's retired. My brother was a custom home builder. You know, it's all in the family. And we're Italian, so we know all about stone and brick and mortar. So what's next for you? Anybody, what's next for someone? Anybody want to say what's next? Where are they at right now? What's next? A heart attack. I heard heart attack. Heart attack?
I have a question.
Question.
So, when is the best time to put your house on for sale?
That's a loaded one. So it really depends on the house, but normally when people are looking, and more people than not, but actually it's the other way around. People might think that, but it's actually the other way around. When the market is normally a little slower, and there would be normally less listings on the market. And that's usually, that's why January, the last few years, have been so popular, because in January, nobody was selling, right? They wait till after the Super Bowl, but you put your house on the market in January, they were selling for the same amount of money as they were selling in the spring. It just catapulted up another level every January. That's been happening for the last few years. Right now, it's a little weird of a market. I still think that, you know, the best time to go on the market is when nobody else is going on. December, you know, when people are and that's only if the buyer demand is there. But spring that's only if we have good pictures of your house too. So spring is a wonderful time, but right before everybody else is going to come out. Okay?
Actually, you answered the wrong question. What I wanted to know was, like, what is the order? Like, should you, find a house first before you list your house? Or should you list your house first and then go look for a
Okay,
house?
well, if you try to find a house and you need the money, you're going to have a hard time convincing that seller to do a home sale contingency in this market. Now, it is starting to slow down, depends on where you're moving. If you're moving to a 55-plus community, and in Florida, I just heard today that the numbers have gone up. The number of 55-plus houses going on the market in Florida has skyrocketed. You get a good deal down there. It depends on where you're moving to. Because if you can do a swing loan on your house, you have 100% equity in your home, then we could do that, something like that. But if you don't need to sell, I've met a couple, you guys don't need to sell to buy. They just found their place. Great idea. Figure out where you're going first, move half of your stuff out of there, and leave. Because I want you out of the house when I'm selling it. That whole weekend, I don't even come home and cook anything or make anything. Don't change. It's best to be out when you're in the first weekend on the market. And you can just go to your new place and hang out. John.
That's in the same vein as you were speaking the time of year. Is it better like in the middle of the summer or before the school year?
Because you're Upper Dublin there, you got to get in before the school. That's a great school district. Yeah, they're timing their bits.
More of an advantage to do it before than after.
Yeah, I sold the house. I think I sent you information on that house on Wynmore. Sold for a good amount. It's right around the corner from you, and people are just stalking it getting into those neighborhoods. And you have a great property there. You know.
Thank you.
Stan.
Yeah, I just wanted to give the latest on interest rates.
Okay.
Because that's always a good time to think about selling houses. very exciting, then you're gonna get a lot of people out there buying. So as of today, the 30-year fix is down 0.4 of a point. It's down to 6.89. The 15-year fix is 6.20. It's down 0.1 of a point. The 30-year jumbo, which is what? That's loans over what?
Now 9, I think.
9 something.
Yeah.
Is 7.02.
Oh, here, mortgage guy right here, 806.
7.02, and it's down like 0.02.
Okay, so
ARM is up.
no, that's going to go up, but the rest go down.
For some reason that's up. The 30-year FHA is
Okay, so the rates are hopefully coming down. We'll see what happens with this new. I hope we get. Well, I'm not going to get political, so I'm not going to talk. So room by room review, home certificate, it's in your packet. Here's where we live. This is not where we live. This is our office building that we own, and we're on the 4th floor. And this is our team. Got lots of fun people. We have a lot of fun time. Now, we have, in my book, I talk about the fire, the earth, all the elements, right? So Santa's our rock, because when we have something that we have to negotiate, he is the negotiator. He's a businessman himself. He owns shopping centers. He's a developer. And when we need something to happen, he steps in, and it happens. He's our rock. I'm the fire. Jackie's our buyer agent. She works with just our buyers. She's like our water. She's very flowing. And Bobby's like the sun. He's not my son. He's my nephew. He's like the sun. He shines on all of us. And then we have the stars. And right here are our stars. These are our highly professional support staff from Philippines. And they are fantastic. Hardest working people ever. And we have a great communication way of communicating through the WhatsApp. And our clients are, every day they look at their notes, see exactly what we did that day, what was our agent do today. And some people say, can you stop calling us so much or texting us so much? Because we like to keep in communication because you want to know what's going on. And you definitely don't want the other way. I'm not sure what kind of communication you're getting, but we communicate with our clients every single day. And we have our sign guy on there and everybody. And then some testimonials. So is Clint here? Did he leave? Okay, so let's go with Leo. Leo's a past client. Let's hear what he had to say. He's in my book as well.
I'm going to put the end of the begin sign on the lawn for Leo. Another great sales guy. Hi, Leo. Hi, Diane. How are you? I'm going to put the sign on. Diane needs it again. Okay, great. How are you doing? Great. I'm glad we can do this for you. Right. Let's put it up. Want to help me? All right, let's put it up. Well, Leo, thank you for the opportunity to sell your home. I am saying you are the story of the year.
Well, thank you for selling the house for
You
me.
know what? You're so coachable, and I want more clients like you. Because when clients let me do what I do best, he's always said, Diane, you're the boss. You're really good. And that really meant a lot to me. And I was able to give you the ultimate, Diane-ized your home. That's what I call it. The marketing team of your house, and you let me be the queen. I appreciate that.
Diane, I've worked for about 60 years. And I've met a lot of people in all kinds of big situations. And I have learned, if anything else, delegate, pass whatever the job is to the people employed. I am quite knowledgeable, probably more than most people on real estate. But in any event, I have vowed to you, to your team.
Thank you. High five.
You did as good a job. Everybody is amazed at how quick the house is sold. Listening to the following money or two, they didn't think it could happen. We have a neighborhood house here that's been on the market, I think, for 5 months. Still not sure.
It still hasn't called me yet. I don't know what about, right? Well, high five and thank you so much.
Thank you, Diane.
That is Leo. He's so cute. He went to Rotto Park. He's adorable, and he passed away at 105. He's amazing, and he turned that place upside down when he went in there. So we do have a live testimonial. It's going to give us a brief little thing. But it's good to hear about someone who's actually bought and sold, and how did he do all that? And we have Dr. Clement D'Angelo. He's a podiatrist. Maybe some of you know him.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Want to talk here?
Oh, she's got a microphone.
That's for the microphone. That's for
Okay,
the
cool.
video.
So when
Did you have sharks in your house?
we had a lot of sharks. We had a whole tank full of sharks. Anyway, when we were looking to buy a new house, we were going along with what our parents did. They go out and look for a house, and they put a deposit on, and then they hope to God that their house sold in 3 months before the closing came on the other one. And that was the exactly wrong thing to do, because we went out and did that ourselves. And what happened was the time to settle came and went, and our house was still on the market. The real estate agent that we had that was associated with the house wasn't doing anything. We practically had anybody coming into the home looking at it. And then I said, okay, we lost the house that we were looking at, so we had to give up. And then I said, let's call Diane Cardano, because I heard about her from other people. So we decided to call her. She says, okay, we're doing everything this way. So her way was like, get rid of everything in your house and clean it all up, empty it all out. Go buy your home. She said, I'll get your house sold within the 26 days or less. And we went out, I think we did like 21 days.
21 days, yeah.
So it was 21. It was a hard house to sell because it had an in-house office attached to it. So not everybody wants an in-house office. But we figured out a way to do it. And, there's a pot for every lid and a lid for every pot. So somebody told me that. So family come along and said, oh, this is perfect for us. So within the 21 days, and we had done what she said. She said, clean the house out. I said, this is going to take forever, because we were living in that house with 30 years worth of possessions in the garages, in the attics. So she had a whole team that just, I think we emptied out.
Nancy, right? Nancy came with the truck.
They had a family, they came, but they had a trash truck, they had a donate truck, and anything you're going to save truck. And they just kept bringing things down from the attic. Save, donate, trash. It's like, okay. And they had a whole crew just bringing things down out of the attic. And it just like, in half an afternoon, it was all gone. And it would have probably taken us months. So it was like one afternoon for that, and then get all your possessions out of the house, and we're going to like put new rugs in and paint the whole thing, right? It all seems like, you talk about it now, it's easy, but it seemed like a whirlwind at the time, But it all worked out. So we were able to close on the new house and have time to move into it.
Yeah. So talk about the new house. They had a liking for certain houses. It was like the Addams family house. There was one house. So they wanted to buy this house. I said, there's no way you're buying this house. I had to talk them out of this house.
Yeah.
And it was just like now, and we found the house they really liked, and that was perfect. But it's like sometimes you don't see it, and you just have to like tell you, like, this is not for you. Come on, looking at me like a puppy dog. No, I want this house.
You don't want that house.
We don't want that house.
I thought I wanted a house. Well, we needed a house that we could move our family into, and we also had an aging mother who we didn't want to leave her by herself. So it was like we were selling our house, we were selling her house, we were buying a house, and it all had to have all these certain criteria. So my wife found this farmhouse that, she said, okay, let's make a deal on it. So it just happened to have a little space for us and a separate space for my mother. It all just happened to work out. Yeah. So with the one, we had looked at a couple beforehand, and one was like a disaster. It was like ceilings that were like 20 feet tall and paint falling off.
It was bad.
And I think it was like everything had been shut down for 2 years for like, what was it, back taxes or something?
I don't know. It was bad, but I had to talk them out of it. So it's good to have someone by your side to talk you out of things as well. Yeah. And if I do refer you to a realtor in another area to buy, we'll make sure you don't buy something you're not supposed to. But thank you. Give Clement a big hand. He spent the whole night here hanging out with us.
Oh, thank you.
Great client. And we just had casino night on Friday, and you came out to that. So we have little parties for our clients.
Don't forget to tell them Friends for Life.
Yes, Friends for Life as well, because we just go out to dinner with them. We just hang out together, and we have a great time with his wife, Marianne. So let's get on to what's next. What's next? Just relief. Questions? Anybody else have any questions? If not, I'll be here. I'm going to sign books. Want to come up after and sign books? Want to come up?
No.
Oh.
Just a question.
Okay.
Any problem with selling the house without putting a sign out front?
I don't need a sign. Depends. If you're in an area where signs, nobody's calling on a sign anymore. Yeah. but it depends on your neighborhood. You're on Welsh Road, is it a busy street? Yeah, you know, great advertisement for me, but, you know, I don't need that. So, but, you know, it's in a neighborhood that you're not sure you want people to know your house on the market, I wouldn't do it. It's not in areas, you know, hiding the lockbox, making sure nobody knows your home's on the market, you know, things like that.
We're in with the community.
Yeah.
A lot of people, why are you moving, what's wrong?
Oh, yeah, not newsy neighbors, yeah. We'll keep an eye on that. Okay, so we're gonna do the book signing, and we're gonna give out do you have the purple bags? Okay, Bobby's gonna get the purple bags. Purple bag, in the bag, there's a shirt. And there's Dom and I conquered the home selling shark seminar. That's you guys. So you're all gonna get a t-shirt, all right? And you're gonna turn in your what's next card. And I'm gonna be up here giving out the raffles as soon as, like, Bob, can you get Juliana in with the box? Oh, there's you. Oh my God, you're right here. She's right here. She's adorable here. Past client's daughter, who's also her teacher's in the class somewhere, right? Right, isn't she? Nadia, her teacher? All right, so we got books. We got 2 books. Anybody who got the Home Selling Sharks book, don't take another one because I'm going to be short. I think we have 1, 2, 3, how many have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. 15, we might make it. Okay, so she's going to pick out 3 names. Go ahead. And each going to get a $20 gift certificate for 3. Panache. 3. Go ahead. Oh, can't see that. What does it say? Ian McKee. Ah, our mortgage broker. Why are you here anyway? I said, are you selling your house, Mr. McKee? Or you're just here to hang out with the realtors? He's a mortgage guy who has an inside objective. Joseph Henley. Oh, here you go.
Thank you very much.
Ian, oh, well, you got to put your name on it first, because then
Okay.
they know it's you from me. Blank. Put his name. Put the names on it. Because if name's not on it, they won't redeem it. Because Matthew Doherty. Hey, Matthew, right there. I'm looking at you. I'm like, so you 3 have won a gift certificate for. She's gonna write your name on it and give it out to you. And I'm gonna do some books, right? Sign it. Anybody have any questions? You've been a great group. Thanks for YouTube listeners. I mean, it's been, and I would like, if you can, Mr. Ray's out there. He's going to ask you one question. What did you get out of the seminar? And definitely say, when you're saying this, that you need to start just a little bit earlier than you think. If that's what you got out of it, that's great. If you just let, a couple of you, after you sign the books here, could just let them know what you think about the seminar. That would be great. For a promotional item for me, that would be awesome. Yes, John.
You have to buy a house. We need to sell our house in order to buy a new house. So if we were to put a down payment for the house in the account, we have to find a house first, then put ours up for sale. Is that right?
You can, but depends if you have the money to do that.
I have money to put down, but what I'm saying is if our house doesn't sell, can we get that back?
Usually these new construction places or something, you have a certain time period to sell. Hey, yes, I know. How you doing? Get out. Past client and a radio listener, Miss Dong. How you doing? Come over and get my new book. So don't go anywhere. I want to say hello. So everybody come on up. I'm going to be signing books. Any other questions? Just ask me when you come up to sign the books.
Do you work in Delaware County?
Yes.
Okay.
I just sit down.
I'm emptying my house out as we.
Are you?
Yeah.
Can I have a pen? I got it. Never mind. Lori. I'm going to sign Lori.
Cut the live stream? Should we
2 Loris. When are you moving? Oh,